Hi dear students, how are you all? Hope all are keeping fine. Today we are going to start our first computer class. Have you noticed your textbook contains two sessions, part A and part B. And part A includes different skills and part B full of practical sessions. So I want to say something because today you know that the usage of computers are increasing. That's why in this situation we can have the online classes, right? And you are the second batch going to write the computer board exam. So you have to study a little bit seriously, attend the classes, and if you have any doubts, contact me. Okay, if you don't know, if you don't understand anything, any suggestions or any opinions about the classes, or if you don't have any doubts, you just contact me for the clarification. Okay, so let us start our first unit, communication skills. And one more thing, here each part contains different units and each unit contains different sessions, small sessions. And the first part we can see that it's not many units not related to the computer skills, but definitely it will be helpful in our daily life. First unit, communication skills. From the name itself we can understand that communication, if we want to communicate to others, some skills are there. That is why the different ways of talking to different persons, the style of talking to different persons. Okay, so some skills we need to learn. How to talk to the officials, how to talk to the teachers, how to talk any respective persons, officers, like that. Some things we have to notice or we have to learn. Understood? So let us start the first unit, first session, communication skills. What do you mean by communication? You are communicating with your friends, with your family members, with teachers, right? And what do you mean by this communication? Communication is a process of exchanging or transferring the messages or ideas or opinions between two or more persons by means of verbal or non-verbal communication. Sometimes we need a communication channel. If you are writing a letter, that time we need a communication channel. Okay, instead of directly talking, we need a communication channel. Understood? So what do you mean by a communication? It's a process of exchanging facts or opinions, whatever it may be, in between two or more persons by means of verbal or non-verbal communications. What do you mean by verbal and non-verbal? So sometimes we can talk to others, right? That means through letters, through words, we can talk. But in some cases, we can use some sounds or some expressions like these. Different meanings are there, right? So that is called, if you are using the words, that is called verbal communication. And if you are using some sounds or some actions, some expressions, that is called non-verbal communication. Understood? That's only about the introduction of communication skills. We are moving to the session 1, communication cycle. Hope all of you can see this. Communication cycle. Communication cycle is the entire process of communication in which the message is originated and sent to the right person through a proper medium. The communication cycle consists of 7 basic elements that are sender, message, encoding, communication channel, decoding, receiver and feedback. See, I explained the communication. It's a cycle means the everything, from where the message started originally till it reaches to the receiver side. Then only that entire process will complete. Okay, so usually the cycle consists of a sender will be there, the message will be there, encoding, communication channel, decoding, receiver and feedback. So sender, two person, we said at least two persons should be there for a general communication. So the one person we can term it as a sender, the other one we can term it as a receiver. And some message should be there, no. That's why one element is called the message. Okay, one sender, then one message will be there, one receiver will be there, and the remaining encoding, communication channel, decoding and feedback. Encoding means if you want to communicate something, no, that we need to express in a form of a language, that are called encoding. And decoding means the receiver side, they must understand our act. If it is an action that, or if it is a language, that also they should understand. That is called decoding. And feedback is the response from the receiver. Then the sender can understand that the receiver understood the message properly. Okay, let us know each term in detail. See, this is a communication cycle. Source means the sender itself, encoding, channel, decoding, receiver. So from the source, the message is originated, and encoding means he expressed the message in form of language, either verbal or non-verbal. Then if it is in the form of a letter, we need a medium. For example, email. For internet we need, right? Decoding means what we have sent, that should be understood. Receiver is a person who is receiving the message, and from the receiver side, feedback will come. That is the response. Each one, sender. Sender is a party or agent who sends the intended message to another party or agent. So it is also referred to as a source. So sender is a person who is sending the message. Then next one is the message. It can also be referred as ideas. It's a subject matter that the sender wishes to convey to the receiver. Then the next element is encoding. It's a process that puts the thoughts in a framework of symbols or words. I said, if I want to communicate to you, that is just I replace that letters and that what I want to say, that will be formed into a group of letters or words. That only I am going to communicate. That is called encoding. What I want to send is just make it as a framework of words or letters. Communication channel. Channel responsible for the delivery of the message. For example, post office, internet, etc. Then receiver, a party or agent who receives the sent message, also called audience or destination. So receiver, those who are receiving the message. Sometimes it can be the audience. One person is speaking to the audience, means the receiver side is the audience. Then the decoding, the process of deciphering the received message and understanding its intended meaning. Deciphering means the receiver should understand what the sender said or what the sender has said. So that term is called deciphering. Feedback, response of the receiver to the message of the sender. It can be acknowledgement of receiving the message or reply to the message. So if the message is in the form of letters, we can acknowledgement, we can give, right, whether I have understood or I understood the meaning of the message. Okay, that is called the feedback or response from the receiver to the sender. So these are the elements including the communication cycle. Next, we move to the effective communication. So we are talking about communication. Why here one term is added, effective. So effective communication means communication between sender and the receiver, and the sender should make sure the receiver should understand the message clearly. Okay, so some matter, some terms we need to take care while giving a message, even if it is a sender or as a receiver. Okay, then effective communication. Communication can be effective only if the receiver interprets the message as desired by the sender. And repeat, communication can be effective only if the receiver interprets the message as desired by the sender. Why it is given like that, desired by the sender? So if the sender wants to communicate something to the receiver, the sender should make sure that the receiver got the meaning correctly. That is why it is called effective communication. A business communication is effective when it has 7 qualities called 7 C's or 7 principles of effective business communication. See, here it is mentioned 7 C's because 7 elements are there and each element starts with the letter C. Okay, 7 elements are there. Each letter starts with the letter C. That is why it is called, it is termed as 7 C's of effective communication. And this both the components of the communication cycle and the 7 C's of the effective communication both are important. You need to listen carefully, study it. Okay. A business communication is effective when it has 7 qualities called 7 C's or 7 principles of effective business communication. So we go through detail. See, these are the 7 C's of effective communication. It will start with the clarity, completeness, conciseness, consideration, correctness, concreteness and courtesy. Clarity, completeness, conciseness, consideration, correctness, concreteness and courtesy. So these are the 7 C's. Okay. Each one, see each one in detail. Clarity. From the name itself you can understand clarity. The message should be clear. Okay, that point you need to remember. The message should be clear. Clarity. A simple language should be used in communication so that the receiver can easily understand the message of the sender. So when we talk to someone, that means sender and the receiver should be there. No, sender usually talk to the receiver, right? So sender should use a simple language that should be able to understand by the receiver. Remind the following points to convey a clear message: objective of the message, length or simplicity or relevancy of the sentences, suitable medium, the targeted receiver. So these are the things we have to go through before communicating. So first one is objective. The message should have some objective. Okay, and the length. It should have the minimum length, then only the receiver can easily understand. Suitable medium, that in the sense the receiver should understand. If I am talking to different language that is not able to understand by the receiver, it is very difficult, right? He will not or she will not understand it properly. Okay, so the suitable medium is very much important. Then the next one is the targeted receiver. The receiver, the sender should consider the receiver's education, whatever it may be, or receiver's side, whether he is able to receive properly that time. Everything we need to take it. So the first element is the clarity. So the sender should use, the point is that the sender should use clear or simple language while communicating. The second one is the completeness. Communication should contain all the information necessary to get the desirable response from the sender. The sender should answer all the questions asked by the receiver. So the second element is completeness. So when we communicate to others, our message should contain all the information. For example, if I prepared a meeting or a question paper, if I am not giving the marks properly, means it will be a confusion. Okay, those who are writing the exam are the receiver, can act as the receiver. So sufficient information will not be there. Or if I conduct a meeting, the date will not be there. So that information is not complete. Okay, that is the second element, completeness. The communication should contain all the information necessary to get the desirable response from the sender. Whether the sender should be, and one more point is there, the sender should be able to give all the details asked by the receiver. Then only that communication will be complete. The next one is the conciseness. Message should be free from superfluous details which helps in saving the time of both sender and the receiver. Avoid wordy expressions and repetitions. Conciseness. Conciseness message should be free from superfluous details. Suppose when I am giving some message to somebody, unnecessary details, I should not add unnecessary details. What happens if I am giving more unnecessary details? That message will not be clear. Understood? That means conciseness. Message should be free from superfluous. In that case, we just use that same term, superfluous. I think that will be the best word we can use for that element. Superfluous. The meaning is unnecessary details. Those who didn't know the meaning, you just write it in the textbook. And that term, superfluous, just top you write there, unnecessary. All of you know the meaning of unnecessary, right? So superfluous detail means unnecessary, which helps in saving the time. So if you add more details means it will reduce the timing of both sender as well as the receiver. Avoid wordy expressions and repetition that help to understand. That is not helping to understand the meaning of the message. So please avoid those expressions and repeating many things. Those are not helping to understand the message clearly. And the next one is consideration. So all of you know the meaning of consider. You just consider like that. Please consider me. Like that many terms we are using usually, right? So consideration requires preparing the message, keeping the recipient in mind. Also consider the views, thoughts, background, mindset and education level of the receiver and vice versa. So consideration, preparing message and keeping recipient in your mind. That means whether if you are using that language, whether the recipient is able to understand the message or now he is ready to accept my message. Like that, different feelings should be there. Now the different people are there, different emotions, having different emotions. Okay, we are not being always same mood, right? So we are not able to attend the message from the sender. That time just avoid. Okay, so that is why consideration, because preparing message, keeping the recipient in mind. Consider the recipient when we pass a message to the receiver. The next one is the correctness. The message should be accurate facts and figures. Message should be free from grammar, spelling and punctuation errors. Correctness. Message should be accurate. And you have to take care of the grammar mistakes where we need to stop the message, like that different punctuation marks. Everything we have to make sure. The next one is the concreteness. Message should be specific and to the point. Message should be clear and definite and should avoid uncertain and doubtful statements. So concreteness means message should be specific. Suppose if you are not aware about particular thing or if you are doubtful about particular thing, you should not present to the receiver. So that is called the concreteness. And the next one, courtesy. Courtesy means includes the important element, should use polite words in the message and should be appreciative, thoughtful while receiving or sending the message. And I think this courtesy is one of the important element from the 7 C's, because courtesy, according to the courtesy, the sender should always use polite words when he or she communicate to the receiver. So we should use polite words, and every time we should be respect others and should be appreciative, thoughtful while receiving or sending the message. Okay, so these are the 7 C's of communication, effective communication, which are they? Clarity, then completeness, conciseness, consideration, correctness, concreteness and courtesy. Hope all of you understood the 7 C's of effective communication and concluding this class. Thank you.